We're back and still facing double the trouble.
Each week we'll be hitting a property hotspot and finding not one but two sets of hapless house hunters their dream homes.
We're gluttons for punishment.
I think you're right. And with the current housing market on everyone's mind, we think it's our duty to try and iron out some of the problems in the market, give the people most in need a chance to put a roof over their heads.
Yep, the first-time buyers.
Can we have a winner here?
This week we've got our house hunters dancing for joy.
Well, maybe not all of them.
I don't like it.
It's tiny.
Is it worth having a look in this?
We think probably not.
No.
We're on a merry-go-round this week.
We're on a merry-go-round every week, Phil.
Yeah, but this time it's different. Scream if you want to go faster.
I'm not going to scream. That would be very undignified.
You're not going to get
You'll be
off.
sick.
You got pink knickers on.
I have not. You cannot see my knickers. That is a lie.
This week we're in and around Luton on a quest to find two buyers their perfect properties.
I'm working with first-time buyer Zena, who, despite her artistic vision, needs a bit of hand-holding.
Meanwhile, my job is not quite so easy as I struggle to help country-bound city slickers Lisanne and Beau.
We're putting our best foot forward in Luton and the surrounding counties.
Easy access to stunning countryside and super speedy links to the capital make it a popular spot.
First up is 25-year-old Zena Ellis. Zena works as a freelance community artist in Luton and has spent the last 2 years living back at Mum and Dad's, saving her cash so she can make a big, bold move.
Buying her first home. And not before time. Working and living out of her single-size bedroom is starting to take its toll on Zena and her long-suffering parents.
I've got paint in Mum's workroom, I've got stuff in Mum's shed, stuff in the summer house, stuff in the utility room.
Well, her stuff has taken over the house, basically.
She's desperate to spread her wings, her pots and her paintbrushes, and that means getting out of the sticks and into the city.
I know, I love Luton, I can't wait to move there. I quite like the idea of walking down the high street and thinking, oh, morning to the shopkeeper and, you know, being part of the community. That's what I'm kind of looking for.
But buying your first property can be a daunting prospect, and having someone to play devil's advocate is a must. Cue our demon house hunter.
Hello, come on in.
What is it that you're looking for?
Ideally, a lovely, you know, two-bedroom house with garden, garage, but realistically, I think, you know, a flat would be fine. I like 2 bedrooms so I can have a workroom and a separate bedroom. But other than that, I'm not too fussed.
Just when I thought it was all looking pretty straightforward.
Blimey.
How on earth am I going to find a home for this lot?
Your mother is clearly a saint.
I know.
So Zena's looking for a 2-bedroom flat with room for the boyfriend, but more importantly, a dedicated area for her art studio.
Within walking distance of Luton town centre and a first-time buyer's budget of $125,000.
I hope this warrior princess is ready for battle.
Our second set of house hunters are Lisanne and Beau Cheng. They live in London's hip and trendy Docklands.
Lisanne works in human resources and Beau runs his recruitment business from home. A 2-bedroom flat in a swanky new development.
Life was a scream until 4 months ago. A much louder scream came along in the shape of baby Kai, and everything changed.
I thought we'll be okay after he arrived if I close a couple of doors as well, but his voice is just so, you know, amazingly strong for such a little mouth there, and I just can't work at all.
They're desperate for more space to give Beau distance from the decibels, so they've decided to look for a whole new way of life in the country, close to Lisanne's mum in Luton.
But after a year of searching and 50 rejected properties, they're no closer to finding their dream home. You've obviously looked at a lot of houses.
I certainly have.
And things are getting quite desperate by all accounts.
Yes, I'm pig stubborn, so unless it's right, I won't go for it. And, you know,
Okay.
I'm hoping you can find me something. I am pretty picky, so, yeah, I think Lisanne is probably more willing to compromise. But for me, I think I need to have the right house. When I walk in there, dimensions and the feel has just got to be right.
With Bo sounding so fussy, I'm not surprised they've been looking for 12 months.
So, what do we know? Well, they've got a sizable budget of 550 grand and want a spacious 4-bedroomed house.
They've had enough of the city and want a village life, which can be anywhere as long as it's no more than 30 minutes drive from Lisanne's mum in Luton.
Oh, and it has to be perfect.
Right, so how's it going?
Well, he has already admitted that he's very picky. I think they have incredibly high expectations of this.
It couldn't be more different from my search. She's unspoilt, unfussy, she's got vision, she's prepared to do work, she's surprised she can get anything for the money.
Yeah.
She's enthusiastic.
Sounds like a model client.
Yeah, she is a model client. She couldn't be sweeter. Did you see that duck came really close? Yeah, he tapped my skirt. Did you see that?
That's what I call a peking duck.
From feeding ducks to dead ducks, buffeted by plummeting property transactions, hips and the dreaded credit crunch, the UK's property market is in danger of flatlining.
But we believe there is a way of reinvigorating things, not necessarily to boost prices, but to restore activity and market confidence.
There's one thing that's in need of a serious overhaul, and that's stamp duty.
Stamp duty's been around for hundreds of years. It's the oldest tax that the revenue still levies, and it's a big earner for the government these days, around £7 billion this year. And although it's become a controversial tax, the government claims that changes it's made in the last couple of years mean that 4 out of 5 people either pay no stamp duty land tax at all or pay it only at the basic 1% rate.
But is it also helping to subdue the market and discourage first-time buyers?
Here's how it works. At the moment, you generally pay 1% stamp duty on any property between 125 and 250 grand. That's up to £2,500. But if you were buying at just £1 more, you'd have to pay 3% of the whole value. And on properties over 500,000, you're looking at paying 4% on the total price from your already taxed cash.
People say, how are the government going to pay for the schools and the police? They've got to get taxed from somewhere, there's no doubt about that. But my argument is that transaction levels have fallen so low that they're losing that revenue at the moment.
And it certainly shouldn't be levied at first-time buyers. They have enough difficulties getting onto the market as it is.
By making it cheaper to move house...
Net result is better.
Yeah.
We think something needs to be done. We're lobbying to scrap stamp duty for first-time buyers on homes sold for less than 250 grand.
And make it incremental for everyone else. Pay the 1% on the first 250 grand, then 3% on any amount after that until £500,000, and 4% on anything above it. Now, as you may know, I've been working with the Conservatives on some policies, but this is bigger than party politics. It's people's lives.
We've been trying to call the Treasury Office, the people in charge of the country's purse strings, to lay out our plan. But will they discuss this with Britain's foremost property expert and officially the world's 91st sexiest woman? No.
We can't get through to Alistair Darling. We're trying to speak to someone in the office of the Chancellor of the Exchequer. I want to know the answer to these questions. I've got the list of questions here and I just want to know the answers to them. It's not rocket science.
We're not going to let this lie. It's a subject that affects so many people, especially with the credit crunch in full swing. So we're going to keep lobbying and see if we can help to give the market the boost it needs.
If you want to ask about stamp duty, even if you disagree with us,
or if you want to discuss anything else mentioned in tonight's show, then you can log on to www.channel4.com/4homes for a live web chat with me at 9:30 after the More 4 show.
we're back with Zina. Let's face it, Luton isn't the prettiest town in the country. But having said that, we found Zina a nice-looking property bang in the centre, just 5 minutes' walk from her work.
It's a second-floor masonette in a converted Victorian terrace. It could do with a lick of paint, but that would be well within her artistic capabilities. It's on the market for 50 quid shy of our £125,000 budget.
Now, you know the expression, a blank canvas? Yeah. This flat is a blank canvas. It is boring, it is soulless, but it has enormous potential. And in terms of space, it's perfect for you.
The layout is great. Downstairs, kitchen, 1 bedroom, bathroom, and a good-sized sitting room. Upstairs, 2nd bedroom and a bathroom. This could be the ideal live-work scenario.
Oh, wow.
Now, how would this be, Zena, for a workroom?
Yeah, no, I think it would be brilliant. Because I could put my shelves along... Yeah, and it's got a nice window, isn't it?
Upstairs there's an ensuite bathroom and lots of storage space.
Yeah.
And you could have all your work stuff up there. This is a lovely bedroom, and it would be nice to have a big sense of separation between work and home. You see, you could have this as your workroom.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Downstairs is where you sleep.
Yeah.
Downstairs is where you
Shut
entertain.
the door.
Yeah.
It's even better than shutting the door, it's walking down the stairs.
Walking down the stairs, that's it. You come upstairs to work, you go downstairs to home.
Yeah, no, I like it. Oh, that's big again, isn't it?
Yeah.
The last one downstairs was quite big.
This place could really work for Zena, and so far I've only found one niggly little problem.
Oh, it's looking all right.
Okay, now Zena, I'm going to do this. If I get stuck, I don't want any laughter.
Okay.
Right. Now, this is what I'm looking at, okay? I'm going to take my jacket off. That suggests to me that there are holes in the roof. Now, I would be surprised if there was loose tiles because there's nothing obvious there. The roof has been recently redone. Okay. It may be that what's happening is that it's very cold up here because it's in the roof. And these are getting hot in that cold air, and then condensation is gathering around the light and causing this to get wet. The way to solve it would be just to remove those lights and put wall lights on.
Yeah, fair dues.
Artistic, imaginative, fearless, enthusiastic and sensible. It is a brilliant mixture.
This week I'm helping the Chengs, who are itching to get out of their tiny two-bedroom flat and move from London.
And I'm in Luton, helping first-time buyer and community artist Zena get on the property ladder.
With baby Kai screaming the house down, Beau can't work from their Docklands flat any longer. There's just not enough space for the three of them.
They've already rejected 50 properties. Even Beau admits to being a pretty fussy customer. But we're always up for a challenge. Allegedly.
Don't fret, Kirsty. I reckon this first property's perfect to ease their transition from city to country life. We've come to the pretty village of Stukely, 30 minutes drive from Lisanne's mum in Luton. And this impressive barn conversion is on the market for a massive 50 grand under their budget. What are your first thoughts?
From the outside, I'm very impressed, I am. So hopefully the rims inside might be the right sizes.
OK.
Yep.
Good start. This house has got 4 lovely bedrooms and fantastic reception space. There's plenty of country character, but it still feels funky and young. If there's any downside at all, it would be its modest-sized garden. Now, I wanted to take you straight into the kitchen. I've got ideas to improve it, but what do you think of this?
My first thought, bit narrow, bit small, bit too small. My honest opinion.
This is not a supporting wall. And we've got a dining room through here. Removing that wall from here, looking through the door, you get a sense of how big the room is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can sort of see us being able to put our own mark on this.
Space was the one thing that we were after, wasn't it? And it would be difficult to find a bigger kitchen once you that way.
Great.
Yeah.
They could easily do the work for a couple of grand and still come in under budget. Let's hope they feel as positive about the rest of the house.
The living room. Bit of character for you, bit of history. Dates to 1750s.
Watch your head there, Phil.
Oops. You're not going to have that
problem.
You're not going to have that problem.
We'll be okay.
The space feels good. I'm still trying to gather my thoughts on whether I still like these wooden beams.
Not sure about beams? I thought they wanted somewhere with character.
We've got 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. This at the moment is being used as the master room simply because it's got the ensuite.
Right.
However, at the moment it opens up into the rest of the house.
Ah, right.
It could very easily be closed up.
We're not talking major structural work here. The door could be blocked off cheaply and easily, if they've got vision.
You might decide that's a better guest bedroom and to shut it up again.
I think it would definitely need to be closed off, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And they'd still have 3 bedrooms in the main part of the house, all accessed by a second staircase.
I'd sort of probably change a few things, like the carpets and things like that, but I could probably live with the rest of it and then sort of do it up over time.
Seems to be going well.
Don't be so sure. Beau's already said he's fussy.
It's tiny.
Very small.
That's why it's priced as it is and not at 550,000.
Right.
How did you get on inside?
I think I got quite excited when I was outside, and walking in, I got quite excited about the kitchen and the diner and opening that out.
From a practical point of view, upstairs, I don't think it's going to work. For me, it's a...
It's a shame they can't see how to make this place work. If they want practical space, going to have to trade a bit on character.
So, with that in mind, we're off to Bricket Wood, close to the market town of St Albans, and only a 25-minute drive to Lisanne's mum for babysitting duties.
It is actually the polar opposite of the last house. The last house, you loved the look of it from outside, but actually when we got in, it started to pale. I don't know what you think of the outside of this house.
Not as impressive as the last one.
The outside is not its finest feature. In fact, the outside is its weakest feature.
OK.
Inside, it just gets better and better and better.
Never judge a book by its cover. This house is fab. Inside it feels like their Docklands flat, but with 5 times the space. And it's got the traditional layout they love. The kitchen's top dollar, really nicely kitted out. And the garden is a whopper.
Because of our sleuth work, we're first through the door. It's being sold privately for just under £500,000. 50 grand under budget.
Wow. Didn't expect this, I must admit.
Nice surprise.
Very different to what the outside says.
And through to the kitchen, which again is it's beautifully done. I think it's done very tastefully. Question is it big enough to be the hub of the home?
What do you think, Lolly?
Is there enough work surface for you here?
I guess so, yeah.
I like
Oh,
the
come on,
central-
Bo, you can do better than that.
In which case, yes, it's a very nice kitchen.
I thought there'd be a huge reaction to this house. I thought they'd absolutely love it and be massively excited by it. Not a bit of it. And they did say that Bo was going to be the stubborn one, but really, it's like a brick wall.
Well, if I was there, I'd be drilling through that brick wall. Maybe upstairs will sway these fusspots.
Oh, wow. This is obviously the master bedroom.
Oh, right, okay.
Yes,
You're happy,
lots of space. No, this is much better, isn't it? It'll be quieter.
I like this room. Yeah,
Yeah, this is the sort of space that we're looking for, isn't it? For
Yeah.
a bedroom.
definitely.
Excellent news. The space is working for them. But their reactions to the outside weren't so positive. We need to tackle their worries head on.
Well, I mean, I can come up with a few ideas to make it better looking, but what is it that you don't like about it?
The colour, for a start.
For me, I think the area's quite a lot of bungalows.
Yes.
I'm not too hot on that.
It's whether what you find inside is worth the compromises outside.
If we can take the interior of this house and actually place it in a different location, I think we're pretty much close
The
to...
exterior of the other house.
Yeah,
Perfect.
pretty much close to, you know, what we're actually looking for, really. And the garden as well. I really like the garden.
Pretty much close to, what do you call it, 700?
Yeah.
I'm dumbfounded. This house is close to Lisanne's mum, it's the right size and it's bang on the money. With their budget, they're going to have to compromise somewhere, and it seems Bo just isn't getting it.
Over in Luton, our first property went down a storm with Zena. So it's best foot forward to our next. We're only a 10-minute saunter from the centre of town, so this spot should have bags of appeal.
I'm looking for like a community as well as a lovely house.
Right, okay.
And maybe that this area might be more adaptable for that.
Once it's been decluttered, there's actually a decent amount of space in this flat. There's a large living room, galley kitchen, and that all-important second bedroom for Zena to use as her art studio. It's right on the money at $125,000.
But I want you to come straight to this room.
Okay.
And focus on the positive.
Yeah.
The light.
It's quite impressive, isn't it?
So this flat really only needs a bit of TLC. It needs new carpet, and it needs someone bothering to strip the walls and repaint.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to see first? Workroom or bedroom?
Workroom.
That says a lot, doesn't it?
Yes.
The workspace is really important to you. You don't really care where you sleep. No.
I'll sleep there if you want me to.
Well, that's the thing. It does occur to me that you should probably be looking for a one bed and you could sleep on your sofa and work in your spare room.
No, but then where would I put my clothes and my necklaces?
That's true. Okie doke. Workroom it is.
Okay, let's...
Good cupboard for all your stuff. You can put shelves in there.
I think this is kind of what I was more expecting.
In layout?
Yeah, I think so. So I can see, putting up
This is
shelves
more
quite
conventional.
easily.
Yeah. I mean, the space has got to work for you, and this is a good workspace.
Yeah, no, completely.
With the workspace sorted, it's on to the secondary issue of where the boyfriend might stay.
Bedroom. It's a good-sized double bedroom. It's just you can't see that. It's way too cluttered. I just think, look up. The ceiling space gives you an idea of the floor space.
Yeah.
And just fix it in your mind that it's a good-sized double bedroom with a nice window.
With a great big window.
What boyfriend wouldn't be happy with that?
Do you feel any emotional draw to this flat?
When I was kind of picturing about what I could afford in, a property, this would be kind of what you have in mind. I thought I'd have like, a tiny bedroom and a large workspace.
Did you think there was going to be any flat that you'd fall in love with at first sight?
I guess there's always that hope that you will, but at the same time, I guess I'm kind of quite objective as well. So.
This is exactly the right way to house hunt. Expectations high, but always keeping that note of realism.
You've seen 2 flats now. Is this flat still ahead of the game?
I don't know. I'm going to go away and think about it.
Are you someone who is decisive about important things?
No. I think I need a lot of, other opinions. I need other people to say, yeah, that's a good one to go for.
OK, well, that's fine.
It's a tough choice, and it's the biggest decision Zina's ever had to make. But none of these flats are going to hang around for long.
The same goes for our next property the following morning. It's a bit further out of town, in the residential area of Biscuit. This 1960s first-floor maisonette is the first property we've seen with access to outside space, and Phil's joined us to cast his beady eye over it.
This is a communal area. There are 4 flats in the block,
Okay.
and they share this area. So if you wanted to lay a piece of paper out here on a sunny day and paint on it, you're totally entitled to, as long as you don't make a mess.
Yeah.
That's something that's quite key, is it?
Yeah, no, I do a lot of work kind of large, when I'm doing preparing boards and stuff, it's usually in the garden.
You see, Phil, you haven't searched with Zina before.
No.
You see this?
Oh,
This is what she's doing. This means, can we get into the flat, please? And not stand around here talking.
Slow down, Kirsty. I'm still adjusting to a positive house hunter. Inside, I feel like I've been transported back to the 1970s.
Well, it is your era, Phil, but there's a lot to be positive about, with a large sitting room, open-plan kitchen and 2 bright bedrooms.
The flat's on the market for $123,500 and is the cheapest one we've selected.
We brought you to see this flat because we knew that previously you'd expressed a liking for flats with an older feel.
Yeah.
A slight kitsch granniness. I think that's what the word we're looking for.
Yeah.
And this flat definitely has the kitsch granniness.
Yeah. I think I like the kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of wood panelling, but...
You could open this up, or alternatively you could block it in and have a galley kitchen.
Yeah.
With more storage space in here.
It's lovely, but I don't know if I'd love it.
Sorry, Kirsty, my bad luck must be catching.
Proportionally, I think that it's compact, but all the rooms are actually the right size. The living room is massive, the main bedroom is massive, and then gradually smaller, the kitchen's gradually smaller. So it kind of, in terms of the flow of it, I think it's well laid out.
I'm warming to it as I look around it. It's really sweet.
Sweet? Like the 70s glam rock band. But is it enough to prompt Zina into a decision?
You see, all these issues that we're kind of debating, There's positives, there's negatives, there's choices to make all the way along. What's more important? The size, the area, the cupboards, the space, the light.
It's too much.
Why don't
Kirsty
and I just leave you for a few minutes, gather your thoughts, and have some time.
Okay.
See, I told you, so easygoing.
Yeah, I tell you, I mean, she's not making clear decisions yet, but
No, but she's open to everything.
She's very positive.
Well, I am very proud of representing such a good first-time buyer.
You're going to tell me you've trained her now, aren't you?
Yeah. Yep.
How
totally.
did I guess?
Trained by me.
But have you given her any training in the dark art of property elimination?
Well, Zena, what's it going to be?
Don't know.
No, that's not good enough.
I don't know. Like last night, I was kind of thinking over yesterday's in my head, and I kind of really fell in love with the one that we looked at in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
The maisonette.
And this one's really good, and it's got the windows.
She's about to get there. There was a decision.
Is there an order? Can I put them in an order?
Yes.
So, property 1 is in
Maisonette.
first.
The maisonette.
This maybe is in second place.
Does that mean that you can rule out one of the ones from yesterday?
I think so.
I don't think so.
No?
No. I think the flat we saw at the end of yesterday was lighter, bigger, and brighter than the flat we've just seen.
We haven't got anywhere now, have we? We've just ruled them all in. Thanks to you. She was about to rule one out.
It doesn't matter not knowing. Don't listen to Phil. He's bullying you and having a laugh because he hasn't had his lunch yet, and he's always bad when he's hungry.
Nothing's been ticked off except me. We've got a long way to go.
This week we're in Luton and the surrounding counties, but we're having a bit of a problem with our urban dwellers, Beau and Lisanne. They've dismissed both country properties we've shown them so far, and there's no sign of compromise.
So to try and cheer them up, I've brought them to the pretty village of Bennington. It does mean a slightly longer babysitting journey to Lisanne's mum in Luton, 45 minutes in all, but the house has got a lot to offer.
Well, given all that I've learnt over the last few days and reactions to viewings, I wanted to show you this because of its village location.
Mm.
What do you think of the look of the place?
I'm more impressed with the village location and the outside space than I am immediately with the front of the property.
Mm-hmm.
My honest opinion, I don't like it.
No?
No.
Oh no, not again. This property's got great space inside and out, and is 75 grand under budget with an asking price of 475. Plenty of money left over to update and create the contemporary feel they're after. To try and get them a bit more enthusiastic, I'm going to show them the main garden before going into the house.
This is nice and simple. This is the best garden so far.
It is.
And we're not really overlooked.
No, not at all. We've come some distance, and I know that may be a concern of yours, in order to get the space around and the semi-rural location. Still within budget.
The location does actually concern me quite a bit because one of our main specifications is to be sort of fairly close to family.
But that again is a tick in the box that this house doesn't offer. It offers other things: space, comfortably within budget, opportunity to add value, community, village, but it's further away from family.
Yes, we wanted the space, and yes, we wanted a big garden and all that sort of thing, but I don't think that location can be compromised on.
Is it worth having a look in this or not really?
We
No.
think probably not.
No.
No?
No.
Come on, we're in the wrong spot.
Go on.
This place could really work for them, but they won't even walk through the door. It would test the patience of a saint, and they've got Phil.
This is starting to do my head in. They keep talking about making compromises. I keep throwing them different options to make, but every time I do that, they just want a different one. I'm not the one that is living in a small flat with a small child in an urgent situation. And I'm also not the one that's been looking for a house for a year and hasn't made a decision.
In through the nose, out through the mouth, Phil.
Sorry, Kirsty, but you know what I mean. Anyway, professional head back on for our fourth property, which I do think has everything they need. It's in the nice village of Studham, only 15 minutes to Lisanne's mum. It's got loads of space and a gorgeous garden. I have to say, after all the disappointments, I'm genuinely hopeful about this one, not least because it's bang on budget of 550 grand.
And knowing that the kitchen was the most important room for you guys.
Yes.
This is beautifully fitted.
Mm-hmm.
Is it big enough?
My immediate impression is no.
It's not the big kitchen diner, I don't think,
No.
that we had in mind for you.
There's a possibility to open this up somehow, because I think in here would be a spectacular playroom.
My concern is that this is at the top end of our budget already, and we would then have to put in more money to actually make it what we want.
I don't disagree. But then on the other hand, there really does have to be some compromise to stay within their budget. Their original brief just doesn't add up.
I realise the search isn't going particularly well. How are you feeling about that? About what you've seen and what the options are?
I can see exactly why you've showed us the properties you have showed us past couple of days. What I would say is that I'm just a bit shocked. What 500 and 500 plus thousand just doesn't buy you. I don't think it's your fault. I think.
Well, it's my job to come up with it, so I take the blame.
I think I probably need a bigger budget.
Well, you said it.
It's going really badly.
How come?
Well, they've got this dream of country living, but I'm just not convinced that they're ready for it yet. That they're quite
Urban?
Yeah, basically.
Are they scared of cows?
Well, they're scared of beans. I'm struggling, to be honest.
What's next?
It's a change of tack.
What does that mean? Suicide? Murder?
Something stronger in my coffee.
Something stronger in your coffee.
I'm not sure that's going to cure it.
I think I'll tag along with you for the next one. Not nonsense.
We're back with Zena in an area called Hightown, close to the centre of Luton. She loves it here, but we thought we'd never be able to find her anything in this part of town.
Now, do you know where we are?
Yes.
Where are we?
We're in Hightown.
Hightown?
Yes.
Who do we know who wants to live in Hightown? Oh,
But why do you want to live in Hightown quite so badly?
Because it's got lovely streets like this.
See?
We're not looking at a house on this street, we just thought we'd go for a little after-lunch walk.
Yeah, no, we're not. Yeah, who said we were looking at a house on this street?
You're cruel. We've got a great place to show her, and this is it. Don't be alarmed by the exterior. This 2 up, 2 down is actually a bit of a gem. It's a gnat over her budget at 130 grand, but it's worth it to have your own front door.
Ah, but look, this door looks like it's open.
No way.
Should we go in and see what a house like this on this street looks like? We've got to watch it. This room is so unsuitably furnished. Okay.
You say that so politely. It is terrific to be in a house. You're surprised that we could show you a house. I mean,
Is it a house?
It is a house. It's 2 up, 2 down.
Okay.
Looking past the furniture, this house has more to offer than anything we've seen so far. It's got a good-sized dining room and kitchen, along with 2 sunny double bedrooms. More than enough room for her art studio, and, thrown into the deal, is a decent-sized garden.
How much of a pull is it to live over two floors?
That was what was kind of pulling
you in the direction of the maisonette.
Yeah, yesterday.
Okay.
But this whole street is just gorgeous, and I'm so not expecting to see a house.
Ah, people like Zena make it all worthwhile.
The 2 bedrooms are identical sizes. Does it come up scratch?
Yeah, it's really exciting.
You're moving your feet. Do we have a winner here?
Do you need the loo
Are we about
filled?
to dance?
I don't really know what to say.
Fault it. Tell us what's wrong with it.
Attack it. Go on.
Okay. There's like little cracks in places.
Yep.
Like there's a crack there.
Yep.
And it's got chip wallpaper and...
Yep.
But it's a Victorian house.
Come on, you can do better than that. Come on,
Yeah,
faults.
they're
We want
like the
faults.
kitchen.
The negatives.
Okay.
No, she can't. She
Okay.
can't.
You're going to need. You're going to have no money to do anything. You're going to need a huge amount of help from your family and friends in order to get this house up to. There's a huge step
Okay, I was joking.
coming in the
That's
front
enough.
door.
That's enough.
But it's a house. Well, I said I wanted a house, but I never expected to be able to get a house.
To be perfectly honest with you, we were surprised.
Yeah.
We see this as an opportunity. It doesn't view well. It's a bit shabby.
Basically, because this house looks like the inside of Phil's head, cluttered, untidy, and a bit dirty, it might not sell.
I can't even argue.
It's a really good house, but there is a slight complication in that there are plans for some of these surrounding buildings to be knocked down and replaced by a new development. So if she is really interested in this one, we're going to have to make sure she's got all the information she requires.
Good find.
I know, it is a good
Good
find. Isn't it? You know, a lot of people, I wouldn't recommend this house. But I tell you why I recommend it for Zena. Her family live really close by. She's a real family person, you know, she gets her mum's opinion on everything.
Only me, guess what?
Hello, darling, what?
I found a house.
A house?
A house.
A real house?
Yeah. Oh, Mum, it's brilliant.
It's moral support, really, that any first-time buyer would need, and she definitely has that. So I think we can recommend a property which is quite a task.
It's the best investment by streaks.
I think you mean by streets, Phil. But
Streets. No, streaks.
what, it's streaks ahead?
It's streaks ahead.
Okay.
So I mix things up there.
Yeah, well, you know, it's like sublime and subliminal.
Good job I've got someone to tell me about these things.
Or sublime and ridiculous. Decide amongst yourself who's who.
Oh, wow.
This is a big thing to take on for a first-time buyer.
It's massive.
But
It's not
because...
scary, though. I mean, there's a lot to do, but it's not scary. And you can do it over time.
No, yeah.
You can be married and have kids here.
Hey, wait a minute. But yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah, it is true.
We've shown Zena some great properties. But, in my opinion, this one is head and shoulders above the rest.
And we've also shown Beau and Lisanne 4 fabulous properties, but they've come back with 4 flat no's. With things going a bit pear-shaped, I call a crisis meeting.
To give you a little bit of an idea of the numbers of properties that were discounted, that's all property details that have some elements of your brief, but I'm afraid that's not the only file. Which leads us all to the conclusion there is a problem with the brief.
What we have summarised last night, etc., is 550 doesn't buy you a 4-bed with garage, maybe a study, just a fair-sized garden, simple, not too overlooked, in a semi-rural location. And 550 doesn't buy that for you.
Correct. So what are we going to do? Because we can't continue to beat our heads against the wall. With that in mind, which element of the brief do you think it would be best to change?
Well, the location is probably what we're going to actually compromise on.
So, where do we go from here? Well, I'll tell you. Milton Keynes, of all places. Turns out they discounted this area in the past, but with the realisation they can't achieve their rural dream, it's now the front runner.
To be fair, the location is spot on. A comfortable half-hour hop to Luton for that all-important babysitting at Mum's.
So what about the property? Well, surprise number 2 is that they already know of somewhere that might suit, and have asked me to give it the once-over.
It's a brand new 6-bedroom eco-friendly house, and it's got a modern interior like their Docklands flat, but over 3 floors. You get more for your money here, so it's 75 grand under budget at £475,000.
I would want it a bit bigger, to be honest with you, but having said that, I think it looks great.
Good storage.
Yes, great storage.
Ooh, look at this.
It all looks quite modern, doesn't it? Yeah.
This is
nice.
nice.
A big space.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And it's light.
This is very nice indeed.
This is the type of room that I had
In mind.
visioned.
Yeah.
Wow, a positive reaction. I'd almost forgotten what one of those was.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
double height here.
It's great.
Love that. I think you'd have to go a very long way to find a newly built house with open ground to the front and open ground to the back on an estate. I mean, this is a big estate, but that's unique.
Yes.
Obviously, what you need to bear in mind is for the next, I don't know how long, 18 months, 2 years, it's going to be a bit of a building site.
I think we'll be prepared for that.
That's another compromise.
Blimey, he's just compromise with these guys now.
It's not huge, but at least it's not overlooked.
Not overlooked at all.
No.
I think it ticks pretty much all the boxes, really, of what we were looking for in a property.
I'm happy.
Seriously? Really happy? No? Are you sure?
I'm happy.
Do you want to sign that? Write it down?
I'm
Happy enough to buy it.
I am.
OK.
Any more surprises today and I'm going to have to go for a lie down. This place is not on brief, not on location, but hey, if they're happy, I'm happy.
Wow. There's a turn up for the books. Goodness me. Thank God for that.
Zena has fallen head over heels for this 2-up, 2-down Victorian terraced house in Luton. It is at the top end of her budget and needs work. We also need to take into account how these surrounding buildings are going to be developed. But this feisty first-timer is up for the challenge.
You've got your tools, tape measure, notebook. I've got the plans of the building work at the back of the house.
OK.
So I think we're ready.
Go for it.
Right, into battle.
The planning application for this building work shows that 14 new flats are going to be built, which potentially could add value to her property. But there'll only be a small wall separating Zena from her neighbours.
Those people might, technically speaking, be able to see in your garden.
Right.
If it was 2 metres. There we are, Zena. There's your 200. That's 2 metres high. So quite a reduction from what it is now. But you get more light in here.
Yeah.
More sun.
So is it 2 metres at the end as well?
Yeah. I mean, I think this is beautiful. I think if this could be retained, it's a really nice feature.
One of the things I like about this property is its potential. Zena could easily extend the house, and now is the ideal time to get any ideas down to the planning office.
See, once all these people are here, looking at you, then they're all people that they will have to consult about your extension.
So, in theory, if I put in an application
now
to say
you don't have to build it now, but the application will last for 5 years. So you've got the possibility of doing it. Yeah, exactly.
Bring it on.
Okie doke.
Yeah.
Let's go back in and have a look.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know I keep on saying this, but she's great. She's absolutely fantastic. She's got the right attitude. She's going about it in the right way. And this is going to be a great investment and a good place to live for the short, medium, or even the long term. Right. Okay. What next?
Let's go make that call.
Oh, that's very bullish.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's go and make that call.
Yes, please.
Right, okay, that's it then.
A girl after my own heart. Time to find a bar and get down to some serious negotiation.
Back in Milton Keynes, Bo and Lisanne want to make an offer on the new build, so it's my job to help them secure it.
It's on the market at 475. It's just been reduced from just over 500. And it's difficult with any new build to get a sense of genuine market value. So we're into a bit of a game of what do we offer them versus what do they want.
What do you suggest we do now?
I always like to have a go.
Absolutely.
Let's give it a shot,
Yeah.
I think.
440 and we'll complete within a month. What should we say?
When we were in the house just now, you said, let's make that call.
Yeah, let's do it.
You're not going to change your mind?
No.
It's £130,000. An offer has been made, so I think we'll have to offer the asking price.
Okay.
You're not being bullied into this by me? Okay, right.
A year of searching. It does seem like a very, very good house. Chris, it's Phil Spencer. Hi. We've just had our conversation, and they do want to make an offer on the property. Their offer would be $440,000. Okay. Can I just put you on hold? Thanks. 460 is bottom line.
I don't want to lose it.
That's fine.
Chris, we have a deal at 460,000. Thank you very much. Cheers. It's off the market. 460 grand. Well done.
Great.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Well done to you both.
Thank you.
Superb. The end of a long road.
Fantastic news. This house is going to suit them down to the ground. And we got 15 grand off the asking price. So 1 down, 1 to go. Over to you, Kirsty.
Okay. Should I do it now? Yeah. Hi, it's Kirsty. Have you got 2 seconds? You know, we went back and had another look. If the asking price is 130,000, I think that we can make an offer of 130,000. The thing that's really important is to have the property removed from the market. Great, thanks so much. Okay, bye. She's ringing her client. Ta-da!
The agent can't get in touch with the vendor, so Zena will just have to sit it out. She's got an anxious night ahead of her.
But in the morning, I have some news for her.
Hello. Hello, Kirsty. How you doing? And that's really cool. That's really cool.
The property's hers, and 9 weeks later, she gets the keys to her first home. I just hope the neighbours know what they're in for.
This is going to be my studio, and I kind of imagined my desks under here, looking out the window, looking out the window over the street, and then I'm going to have a nice big pinboard here.
Sharing the house with Zena will be her new pet. I'm proud to say, named after me.
Yep, I can see the similarity.
Phil's going to sit in here as well with me, because I think I'll probably spend most of my time in here.
And boyfriend Richard will spend most of his time cleaning.
I can't quite believe it's mine. Yeah, I'm going to take a little while to settle in, and when my stuff is here, and it's all organised.
Next week, we're in North Yorkshire with 2 very different couples. At first, the signs are good.
Wow. 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 It's alternative, it's exciting.
A windmill.
But will it all end in tears?
No. Good crying or bad crying? Bad crying.
That's next Wednesday at 8, and see all the properties featured in this evening's programme at channel4.com/4homes. And Kirsty and Phil are providing an extension to tonight's show with a guide to buying and selling in their property guide on More4 right now.